Well, a Sacramento man is trying to drum up support for his world record attempt.
Inside the Guitar Center on Alta Arden in Sacramento, Russ Prager is trying to make it into the Guinness Book of World Records. To do so, Russ will try to drum continuously for 120 hours. He started at noon today. He will have to drum through noon on Saturday. The effort is not just for bragging rights, it's also a fundraiser for Easter seals.
And as people come in, we'd love to have them participate in it and make donations to Easter seals. All the benefits will stay right here in the community to help people with disabilities.
And they'll be a part of history.
They'll be a part of history.
It's not easy, and I might seem like I have a lot of energy right now, but believe me, come back in a couple of days, and but I won't be responsible for what comes out of my mouth after that.
All right, we know you want to know, so we'll tell you. Russ will get potty breaks. For every hour he plays, he gets a 5-minute break. He can either use it or bank it. We will check back in with him in a day or two to see how he's doing. If you want to watch a live stream of him drumming, which could be quite entertaining, especially maybe come like Friday night.
Yes.
That should be good. We've set up a link at news10.net, so you can, he looks pretty lively now.
That tempo may be slowing down as the days go on. 120 hours, that's a long time.
That is a long time.
Good luck to him.
Thanks for being here tonight.
We invite you to come back for News 10 at 6. World News with Charlie Gibson coming up next.
And this is a good one. We've shown you this one. Sacramento man trying to drum up support for his world record attempt inside this building, Guitar Center on Alta Arden in Sacramento. Russ Prager is trying to make it into the Guinness Book of World Records. To do so, Russ is going to have to drum continuously for 120 hours. He started at noon yesterday.
Yes.
And will have to drum up through noon on Sunday. The effort not just for bragging rights, but it's also a fundraiser for Easter seals. So some good news there. But he's got a lot of drumming left to do.
Yes, he does. We'll check in with him too, though.
Finally, at 4:30, one man drumming up support for the Sacramento Easter Seals. Literally, he's going for a new record for marathon drumming.
KCRA 3 photographer Sam Gonzalez finds out if Russ Prager has the beat to beat the record.
Today what you're seeing is a world record attempt for marathon drumming. Russ Prager, who is the drummer, is going after the Guinness record of 120 hours. And he asked if he could do this and partner with Easter Seals, and we're the beneficiary of any of the donations that come from the event.
And I want to raise much awareness and fundage for Easter seals, because they do not turn down anyone, any affliction of any sort. They will take it, and that's the reason I like Easter seals.
It's going great. He's a little older, he's more mature, and he's more determined than I've ever seen him so far.
It's not easy, and I might seem like I have a lot of energy right now, but believe me, come back in a couple of days, and but I won't be responsible for what comes out of my mouth after that. Some people climb Mount Everest, some people swim the English Channel. I'm right up there with the crazies, so. But you're drumming away. Drumming away.
How
there you go.
amazing is that?
I like it. Kind of gets the morning news rolling. We hope you watch till 7 this morning. We'll be right back.
And the beat goes on in Sacramento as a drummer tries to break a record for charity. We told you about Russ Prager last night. He's trying to break his own record for continuous drumming. To do that, he'll have to keep on drumming until Saturday morning. We checked in with Russ today. He says his hands and wrists are a little sore, but he says he does feel strong. Russ is doing all this to raise money for the Sacramento chapter of Easter Seals.
Keep beating the skins there, Russ. We'll check back with you. Well, there is a saying, there's no such thing as a free lunch, but these days, parents struggling to make ends meet are looking.
Many thanks. Still to come, the beat goes on and on and on. A local man, that's him right there, drumming his way to a world record in the Guinness Book. We're going to show you how long it took him to do it, and now what he wants to do next. Plus, we'll show you where you can hit the slopes without breaking your bank.
Good morning. It's 6:22 at Fox 40 Live. This is a cool story. What an adventure. A local drummer on a quest to set a world record to get in the book and also raise some money for Easter Seals. Joe Orlando is live at the Guitar Center this morning with the musician. We're trying to get to, what, 120 hours? Is that the goal, Joe?
120 hours is the goal, Paul, and behind me is Mr. Prager, Russ Prager. He's got it going on here. 42 hours, as we can see. Russ is about a third of the way there. He's feeling it. He's feeling good. How's the spirits, Russ?
Right now, great. If I'm talking to you in coherent language, I'm doing good. You come back in 2 or 3 days, though, I probably won't be able to speak to anybody. But that's why, you know, if anybody out there would like to come here to the Guitar Center in Alta Arden, give me a little, you know, just be here. Just your presence helps me.
Do you feel like, Russ, you feed off the energy of people?
Apparently that's what happens. And so please, come on down, give out to a good cause.
Talk about the cause, Russ.
It's Easter Seals. And we have it's a drum bowl here for direct donations, or you can go to myeasterseals.org and pledge online.
So what's the toughest part for you, Russ? Is it mental? Is it physical? Is it just the strain?
It's absolutely mental. It's mind over matter, absolutely, because you cannot train for something like this. I mean, I'm basically dealing with sleep deprivation, although I get, according to Guinness, 5-minute breaks for every hour I drum that can be accumulated. So if I drum 12 hours, I get an hour off.
Okay, so guys, as you guys know, this is for a good cause. It's for the Easter Seals. Paul, I know you're involved with the organization. I know you have a Board of Governors meeting coming up this morning. So you know what? This is for a great cause. And Corn, get a shot of that drum if you would, because that's where the money's going to end up. Please come in. And Russ, like he says, he feeds off the energy. So if you come in, spend a few minutes with Russ, say hi, talk to him, keep his spirits going, and also drop a buck or two inside that drum.
Sounds good, Joe.
And Joe, by the way, what's the longest he's gone before this? What's his personal longest drumming session?
Say that again, Paul.
What's the longest Russ has gone before this? What's his best?
Well, what's the longest record before this?
I'm trying to beat 102 hours by an Englishman, Ali Brown. In fact, he's watching me right this second on the webcam, knowing that I could return the favor. He beat me in 03 by 15 minutes. Now I get to return the favor.
USA.
Yeah,
USA.
So
bring it back home, baby.
All right, sounds like he's been up over 100 hours before, going for 120. Pretty clear-headed for a guy who's been awake almost 2 full days.
I know I wouldn't look like that, and I wouldn't be talking like that.
Let's get on to health news, and I don't think drumming for 5 days is good for you. Heart disease.
5:53. A Sacramento man is trying to drum up support for a world record attempt. Inside the Guitar Center on Alta Arden in Sacramento, Russ Prager is trying to make it into the Guinness Book of World Records.
Now, to do so, he must drum continuously for 120 hours. Now, he started this noon Monday. And, of course, Angel Cardenas is there right now as the beat goes on and on and on.
The beat is going on, you guys. This is truly amazing. And you know what? I am not going to sing because I do not want to mess this guy up. Check him out. Russ Prager, you guys just mentioned what he's doing here, trying to break the Guinness World Record, attempting to play for over 102 hours. He's shooting for 120. The current record right now at 102 consecutive hours of playing the drums. Now, here's the thing. He does get to take, for every hour he plays, he gets a 5-minute break. This guy started Monday at noon, and he's been playing about 66 hours now. He's living on water and trail mix, and every 4 hours or so, EMTs come in here, they check his vital signs, make sure he's okay. But you guys, he's doing it for a wonderful cause, for the Easter Seals, who raise money for children with autism and disabilities. This guy is amazing. Check him out. He's got the wrist wraps going there, and there's a sign around here somewhere that says, "Don't feed the animal." I guess they gave him some food that just didn't sit right, and it wasn't good. But they're live streaming this right now. You can check out the live stream on our website. Here, Richard has it here. Live streaming on our website. Go to news10.net. We'll have a link so you can watch Russ play. But there it is there. Don't feed the animal. Cool little picture there. But once again, he had something that just didn't sit right. But you guys, seriously, we can't complain about only getting 4 hours of sleep every night or 5 hours of sleep. This guy is going for the record. And coming up a little later in the show, we're going to tell you why he's going for the record. It's at 120 right now, the current record, but he's going... It's at 102, rather, but he's going for 120. We'll explain that part later. we're watching history, you guys. Come on down to the Guitar Center in Sacramento. Support Russ. Donate to the Easter Seals. We're live in Sacramento. Angel Cardenas, who is not going to sing today. Back to you.
Now, he is awake, right? You can't see his eyes, but he is awake.
He is awake.
Okay.
He has the headset on so he can focus.
Hey, well, that's so he won't hear it.
Yeah, I remember when we first did the story, he was like in the beginning, but now he's really mellow.
Still, for a good cause.
Yes.
Thanks, Angel, and thank you, Russ, as well. All right, the newest iPod Shuffle has been released.
It's about the size of...
Thanks. You know, at the start of this week, we told you about Russ Prager, a drummer who is trying to drum his way into the Guinness Book of World Records by playing for 5 straight days. Well, this morning, we checked back in on Russ, and sure enough, he was still at it. It turns out Russ, he actually had kind of a rough night last night. He came out of one of his sanctioned short breaks, just a few minutes, and he had a hard time fully waking up. So he's got helpers, and they tried ice, wet rags, and coffee. But then after a quick run around the parking lot, Russ was back at it, drumming for 120 hours straight. He'll end at noon tomorrow, and he is raising money for Easter seals. Go to news10.net, you find the story, and there's got a webcam on him, so you can actually watch him.
Okay, in tonight's Bender Show Ender, we have a guy drumming up some support for a local cause as well as a Guinness Book World Record. His name is Russ Prager, and he's been drumming away in Sacramento since Monday to snare another drumming title. Wait till you see this guy. He looks like a drumming zombie. He's very tired. In fact, he should have already broken the old record of 102 hours, 45 minutes by the time we're doing this show right here. Now, his goal is to hit 120 hours by noon tomorrow. Now, he's also beating the drum of awareness for Easter seals. So you got two things going on here. Now, there are some rules. He can't simply smack the drums. He has to play along to real music, and he can only repeat songs every 4 hours, and every hour he at least gets a 5-minute break. Now, what we want you to do is tune in tomorrow to Good Day Sacramento to see how beat our beating drummer might end up being tomorrow morning, because he's going to wait since Monday? I believe so, yeah. In fact, he gets a second win in his 5-minute break. He ran around the parking lot earlier today. But
yeah, well, he's got the shades on. He might be sleeping. You can't.
You really never know. He looks like a classic rocker, doesn't he?
And a Sacramento man has proven that he has what it takes to beat a world record.
I know all the words to that. I'm just going to brag about that
Sugar
right
Hill
now.
Gang?
It is. It is.
All right, on.
Well, the drummer who just keeps going and going for 5 straight days, Russ Prager has been playing to break a world record and for charity. A little after 6 o'clock tonight, he broke that record, but still plans to keep on playing until noon tomorrow so that he can make it to 120 hours of drumming. All the money raised from this Drumathon will go to the Sacramento chapter of Easter Seals. Well, that music will keep you up.
I can't believe he's still going. He's almost there. Okay, well, some disappointing news tonight from the state capitol. The state
has about 15 employees, but plans to hire 38 more people within the next couple of years. Well, still to come tonight on News 10 at 5, the beat goes on. We'll tell you how close this local musician is to breaking a world record. And more chilly nights giving way to beautiful sunny days. Patty Souza will let us know if we're close to breaking any records in the weather on News 10 at 5. Which starts next week.
Yeah, we're about a week away. That's right.
All right, Patty, thanks. Still to come, the beat goes on and on and on. A local man, that's him right there, drumming his way to a world record in the Guinness Book. We're going to show you how long it took him to do it, and now what he wants to do next. Plus, we'll show you where you can hit the slopes without breaking your bank. Well, what a week it's been for Russ Prager. On Monday, he started his quest to set the world record for continuous drumming. Okay, he gets a 5-minute break for every hour that he drums, and he can either use that 5-minute break for a run to the bathroom or he can bank it for naps. Well, at 6 o'clock tonight, Russ did it. He broke the world record when he hit 102 consecutive hours of drumming.
Well, I had my moments, I'll tell you that. Some of these people here could attest to that. We had a couple bad
nights, but we made it. So if you don't mind, I have to pee real bad. Thank everybody. I want to thank everybody. Great.
Well, believe it or not, Russ, right now, he's still drumming tonight. So he wants to keep on going until at least noon tomorrow to put the record out of reach. And when he finishes at noon tomorrow, that'll be 120 continuous hours of drumming. Well, good for Russ. You know, it seems everybody's trying to save a buck these days.
We look forward to the highlights. Danny, thanks. Well, right now, a Sacramento musician is still drumming away, despite the fact that he's already broken a record during his 5-day drumming marathon.
We will. He's slowing down a little bit, but he still made it. Russ Prager broke the world record for continuous drumming at 6:49 this evening by playing nonstop for 100 hours. And while he's playing, he's also drumming up some big-time support for the Easter Seals.
This is the third time that he's actually held the record, and he's just absolutely done a tremendous job to get here, and he's asked that all the benefits go to Easter Seals and to help people with disabilities.
Well, despite reclaiming the title tonight, Prager continues to drum. He plans to stop finally tomorrow afternoon. He wants to hit 120 hours, so we wish him well.
Looking now at the weather, a nice night outside. We saw people dining this.
Of that. First, before we get to that, Lori Wallace is with a guy drumming up support for a local charity.
Yeah, you guys, those drums you're looking at, they're for sale actually on eBay, myeasterseals.org. We're going to tell you how you can help out that organization. Plus, Russ here, he's only gotten 2 hours of sleep in 5 days. His dream's coming true. He's going to the Guinness Book. We'll tell you all about it coming up next.
All right, he's a trooper. Plus, on the Mega Map.
And good day, Sacramento. I'm Lori Wallace. Well, he's up to 117 hours. It looks like Russ here is going into the Guinness Book. We're going to meet him. He's been drumming, you guys, for 5 days straight. No joke. We'll meet him coming up next on Good Day, Sacramento, where you get more in the morning.
Now, live from CW31, this is Good Day, Sacramento.
Drumming for a record this morning. Lori Wallace is live at the Guitar Center in Sacramento, where a talented musician is attempting to break a Guinness World Record, and it's a marathon record.
Wow. He looks like he's kind of drooping, Lori.
He is, poor guy. I was hoping the light on our camera would kind of keep him awake because he's only had a couple hours sleep in 5 days. Russ Prager behind me. Okay, a little background. He's been trying to get in the Guinness Book for 30 years, and it looks like finally today, Russ, you're going to make that happen.
It looks like it. I mean, it's not in the bag. It'll take about 2 months for them to, go through my paperwork and approve it and get it back to me. So. But
you're on the 117th hour behind these drums. What does that feel like?
You don't really want to know. I'm hurting everywhere. I can't close my fist. I can't open it. It's stuck in this position. This is not the proper drum grip, by the way, but I can't squeeze the sticks properly anymore. My ankles hurt. I could go on and on for a while about it's not excruciating, but just achy and, and I can't wait for me to be able to step off. I have 2 pressure points. This pressure point is standing over here, and that's it.
So tell me, what made you want to do this? Why, 30 years ago, you started this mission?
Well, to me, the Guinness Book is like an Olympic medal or a World Cup soccer. I consider, I'm engaged in international competition, so that's one of the reasons. And actually now I even know my competition through MySpace and emails and stuff. So he was watching me